At the beginning of the drama, we are introduced to a famous K-pop idol group called Seoul, and very soon, the group is about to go on stage for a major performance. Everything seems normal at first, and the fans are super excited to watch them perform. But during the performance, a serious accident suddenly happens. Because of a backstage technical mistake, one of the backup dancers accidentally falls straight into a stage box in front of everyone. However, despite seeing the dancer fall, the members of Seoul continue their performance without stopping, and the audience becomes furious after seeing this. People immediately start calling the group heartless, saying that their dancer got hurt right in front of them while they kept dancing like nothing happened. Soon, social media completely explodes with criticism, and everyone starts attacking the group online. After the performance finally ends, the Seoul members do go backstage to help the injured dancer, but by that point, things have already gotten out of control. More and more people start demanding that the group should be banned because they believe the members are completely inhuman. Then we are introduced to our female lead, Song Yoon, who is watching all this news unfold. But when she suddenly looks at a calendar, something strange happens. She somehow returns back into the past and finds herself once again living as a trainee. And this is where we learn the biggest twist about our female lead. Song Yoon can actually see the future. After realizing she has returned to the past again, Song Yoon goes back to practicing while thinking to herself that this is not the first time this has happened. Whenever she sees the future, it strangely feels as if she is experiencing those moments for the very first time all over again. At that moment, one of the trainees is about to fall during practice, but Song Yoon quickly saves her before the accident can happen. After this, the drama takes us to 12 hours before the Seoul incident. Here, Song Yoon is dressed completely in black clothes and is secretly peeking through the window of Seoul's car while showing papers to the members inside. But the members get completely terrified after seeing her suddenly appear outside the car. Their driver immediately mistakes her for a crazy stalker and quickly drives away from there. Then we jump 2 years later. Song Yoon is now working at the airport, where she arrives to pick up Hyun Soo, one of the members. When they finally meet, Song Yoon introduces herself as a manager from Starlight Entertainment. However, Hyun Soo strangely feels like they have already met before, but Song Yoon quickly denies it and changes the topic. Then, while they are talking, we suddenly go back again to 2 weeks earlier. At that time, Song Yoon was at the Starlight office meeting the company's CEO, where she was offered the opportunity to become a team manager. Back in the present, Song Yoon is driving Hyun Soo in the car when she suddenly receives a call from Mr. Kim. He tells her that she now has to pick up all the members of Seoul because their original manager is currently busy. At first, Song Yoon refuses because she clearly does not want to deal with them. But before she can argue properly, the call gets disconnected. For a moment, she becomes nervous and wonders if Hyun Soo overheard everything she just said. But luckily, he's busy listening to music and didn't notice anything. Then Song Yoon explains to him that she now has to gather all the Seoul members. First, she tries calling Tae-oh, but he ignores the call. Later, when he finally answers, he sounds extremely rushed and cuts the call quickly. And when we finally see Tae-oh, we realize why. He's desperately begging his girlfriend not to leave him. But despite his efforts, she still walks away from him. After that, we meet another member, Yen Woo, who is currently filming on a set. The funny thing is that he keeps smiling way too sweetly during emotional scenes, which ruins every single take. But nobody can even get angry at him because he's just too adorable. Later, Yen Woo is also picked up by Song Yoon and brought into the car. But throughout the ride, he keeps smiling at Song Yeon nonstop, making Song Yeon feel awkward and distracted the entire time. Then we are introduced to the third member, Irib. As he walks out of school, some boys begin making fun of him, but suddenly, a girl steps in and defends him. However, when Irib gets into the car and the girl waves goodbye to him, he completely ignores her and coldly sits inside without reacting. While driving, Song Yeon receives another call from Mr. Kim. He reveals something shocking. This performance might actually become Seoul's last performance as a group. Then Mr. Kim nervously asks whether her phone is on speaker or not. After this, we finally arrive at the event venue. But the moment Seoul's performance is announced, the audience does not seem excited at all. In fact, most people there seem unhappy to even see them. Then, due to some music management problems, Hyun Soo suddenly has to play the guitar live himself himself, while also helping arrange the music on the spot. When Irib first steps onto the stage, he looks very nervous, but slowly he starts performing confidently. After that, Yenwoo joins him, and then Teo appears as well. Still, despite all their efforts, the audience barely reacts. Nobody seems impressed or emotionally connected to their performance. Meanwhile, Seoul's actual manager finally arrives near Song-yeon, and Song-yeon reveals the heartbreaking truth to her. The company is about to announce that this will officially be Seoul's final performance together. Hearing this completely shocks the manager, and shortly after, the members of Seoul themselves begin crying on stage as they officially announce the disbandment of their group. But instead of feeling emotional, many people in the audience actually start laughing because the members are crying while still trying to continue the performance at the same time. And somehow, the entire situation ends up looking unintentionally awkward and funny to the crowd. Then we move to the next day, where Song-yeon is secretly checking future lottery numbers. While doing that, she explains that being able to see the future sounds amazing at first, but in reality, it's extremely exhausting. Because when you already know what's going to happen next, you slowly stop living in the present. After that, we see the members of Seoul arriving for what they believe is a monthly evaluation. At first, they think they're going there to judge new trainees, but instead, the complete opposite happens. The company orders them to restart training themselves, almost as if they've gone back to being trainees again. Meanwhile, Song-yoon is showing Hyun-soo around the Starlight office. Later, when she takes him out for lunch, she suddenly receives a call from Mrs. Kang, who immediately summons them to a meeting. As soon as they enter the meeting room, everyone there starts judging Hyun-soo's appearance. One person says his hairstyle should be changed, while another says his clothes and overall image need to be improved. And from this conversation, it becomes obvious that the company wants to add him to Seoul as a new member. But Hyun-soo honestly says that he never even thought about becoming an idol in the first place. Hearing that, Mrs. Kang calmly tells him to take his time, observe the company properly, and then make a decision later. Eventually, Hyun-soo agrees to join the group. But then the company reveals something shocking. He will become the final member of Seoul. Hearing this, Hyun-soo gets confused and asks, "Wait, I'm the last member? That means I'm just joining an already existing group?" Then he confidently says that he wants to choose his own group himself. Everyone gets confused by his statement, and someone asks if he's saying he wants to audition for his own teammates too. At that exact moment, Song-yoon secretly steps on his foot under the table to stop him from talking nonsense, causing him to scream loudly in pain. Later, Song-yoon and Hyun-soo enter the recording room, but soon after, the Seoul members also arrive there, so Song-yoon quietly leaves the room. Then, while the three Seoul members are practicing, they struggle to find a proper beat for their song. But suddenly, Hyun-soo starts adding his own beat and rhythm to the track, and surprisingly, the song instantly becomes much better. At that moment, Mrs. Kang, who was just passing by outside, suddenly stops walking after hearing the music. She immediately takes out her phone and starts recording their song because she's so impressed. On the other side, we see Song-yoon staring at her old trainee outfit while remembering her painful past memories. But after a few seconds, she quickly puts the outfit away again, almost as if she's trying to bury those memories. Later, while walking on the road, Song-yoon notices that some girls are about to get splashed with water, so she quickly steps in front of them and saves them from getting drenched. Ironically, she herself had been avoiding water the entire way before that moment. After this, we see a live challenge happening inside Starlight, where a group has to complete a task involving pouring a bucket of water. Song-yoon also joins the challenge, but when she tries to flip the bucket dramatically, all the water spills downward instead, soaking everyone nearby. Seeing the disaster she created, Song-yoon becomes completely embarrassed and stressed out. Then, when she steps outside the recording studio, she suddenly hears Hyun-soo playing an incredibly beautiful song inside. She quietly stands outside the door and keeps listening to the music, feeling strangely comforted by it. Later, when Hyun-soo goes home, he finds the entire house in terrible condition. Stuff is scattered everywhere, and the place looks like a complete mess. So, without saying anything, he quietly cleans the whole house by himself.
And when the three Seoul members finally return home, they become completely shocked after seeing how clean everything suddenly looks. Then they check one of the rooms and discover that Hyun-soo is there. The next day, Song-yoon drops two of the Seoul members at their schedules, while Hyun-soo and Teo stay with her and head toward the office together. But when they arrive at the parking area, their car suddenly crashes into another vehicle. Thankfully, nobody gets hurt. However, after getting out of the car, they realize the other vehicle belongs to a very famous solo artist. Then the solo artist's manager starts arguing angrily with Song-yoon about the accident. But surprisingly, Hyun-soo steps in and sides with them instead, openly pointing out that the mistake was actually Song-yoon's fault. Later, inside the elevator, Tae-oh asks Hyun-soo whose side he's really on, their side or the other people's side. And Hyun-soo calmly replies that he simply took the side of the truth. Afterward, Song-yoon picks up Yen-woo and then goes to pick up Irib as well. Then we move to the studio, where Sol is busy practicing while Song-yoon watches nearby. But suddenly, that same famous solo artist arrives there too. The solo artist's manager immediately says that their artist urgently needs the studio right now and orders Sol to leave. But Sol refuses and says they already booked the studio for 3 hours, so there's no reason for them to leave early. Then, even the solo artist himself speaks up and calmly says, "It's fine, let them finish recording first. I'll wait." Then the solo artist calmly says that he actually wants to watch Sol's recording himself. Hearing that, Hyun-soo immediately sits down proudly beside his group members and says, "This is my team." But Song-yoon quickly grabs him and starts pulling him away, telling him to stop interfering and just leave the room. However, she pulls him so hard that his shirt suddenly comes off completely and flies straight onto the solo artist. And as if that wasn't embarrassing enough already, coffee also spills all over the solo artist at the same time. The solo artist instantly loses his mind and starts yelling about how expensive his socks are. He screams that they are the most expensive Balenciaga socks ever. Meanwhile, the Soul members completely lose control and start laughing after seeing the entire chaotic situation. After this, we get another scene with the Soul group, where Hyun-soo is now slowly getting closer to all the members and working together with them properly. Song-yoon watches all this quietly from outside and realizes that because of Hyun-soo, the members are finally starting to feel united like a real team. Later, during dance practice, everyone notices that Hyun-soo is terrible at dancing. The members sincerely try teaching him properly, but no matter how much they help, he still struggles badly. Then one night, while Hyun-soo is practicing alone, Song-yoon arrives there and starts teaching him personally because she herself used to be a trainee in the past. Soon after, Yen-woo also joins them, and the three of them practice together late into the night. The next day, we see an important evaluation where several managers arrive to watch Sol's performance practice. During the performance, Hyun-soo makes a few mistakes here and there, but overall the team performs surprisingly well together. Still, Song-yoon remains extremely nervous because she has no idea what kind of decision the judges are going to make. Then, Mrs. Kang asks the members whether they are personally satisfied with their performance. Most of them confidently say yes, but Hyun-soo honestly says that he's only around 50% satisfied. Hearing this, Mrs. Kang tells them that she wants to see not just 100% from them, but even more than that. Then the judges finally give their opinion. They admit that the song itself is very good, but they also say that the performance is not ready yet because there are still too many problems in their stage coordination. After everyone leaves, the Soul members stay behind feeling upset. Some of them are even annoyed at Hyun-soo because they think he should have supported the team in front of the judges instead of criticizing the performance openly. At that moment, Song-yoon also starts apologizing because she was actually the one who suggested choosing this song in the first place. But the members tell her that the real problem wasn't the song. They believe their own performance failed to match the quality of the track. Then everyone notices that Song-yoon doesn't look physically well. The members tell her to go rest for a while. But suddenly, she receives a call from her boss and has to leave immediately. While walking away, Song-yoon starts overthinking everything. She had already seen a future where this song became a massive hit, but right now, nothing seems to be going according to that future at all. Then, after accidentally bumping into Irib, she suddenly realizes something shocking and wonders if he might secretly be the mysterious masked girl she has been thinking about. After this, we see Sol getting removed from their current activities, while Song-yoon gets assigned to manage another group instead. At the same time, the Soul members are shown packing up and preparing to leave their house. During this, Yen-woo awkwardly hands Song-yoon a piece of paper and says that giving it to her feels really uncomfortable. Song-yoon calmly tells him it's fine. But then, Yen-woo reveals that it's actually just a food bill from the meals they ate during practice earlier. Embarrassed, Song-yoon quickly says that yes, she was already planning to pay it anyway. Meanwhile, while packing his things, Hyun-soo discovers an old CD belonging to Seoul. Suddenly, he remembers Song-yoon once telling him that these were Seoul's old copyrighted songs. Curious, he starts listening to the CD himself. Then Song-yoon and Hyun-soo leave together to go bring back Tae-oh, because he had already left the city. But during the trip, Yen-woo suddenly gets a call from the hospital, saying that his grandmother has gone missing. Naturally, he panics immediately. However, a nurse later explains that his grandmother had simply fallen asleep in the garden, which is why nobody could find her. The nurse apologizes repeatedly for causing everyone so much stress. After that, we see Tae-oh working at a bar, where customers keep whispering that he looks strangely familiar, almost like a celebrity. To help him avoid suspicion, Hyun-soo and Song-yoon jokingly pretend to be huge fans of his. But Tae-oh quickly pulls them aside and asks if they came there just to embarrass him. Then Hyun-soo suddenly tells Tae-oh that he has already listened to his old tape song 69 times and starts passionately praising how amazing the song actually is. Finally, we see an elevator scene where Song-yoon somehow manages to gather everyone together again. And the moment the elevator doors open, the group prepares to perform their song in front of Mrs. Kang. As soon as the elevator doors open, the Seoul members begin performing the song in front of Mrs. Kang. Naturally, she becomes confused and asks them to properly explain what exactly is going on. And this is where the truth finally comes out. We learn that the song from the old CD actually belonged to Hyun-soo from the very beginning. Then we get a flashback scene showing that a producer from Starlight had taken that song from him in exchange for a guitar. And now, in front of everyone, the truth is finally revealed that Seoul was never copying anyone's music in the first place. The next day, a famous solo artist's new album interview is taking place. But after that interview, the Seoul members also arrive there one by one, and surprisingly, their interview goes extremely well. During the interview, it's officially revealed that Hyun-soo is actually the original writer of the song Gravity. Afterward, Song-yoon starts informing Seoul about their upcoming schedules and promotions. Then, for promotional work, Song-yoon visits a man at his office. But the moment she arrives, the guy starts acting very weird around her. He keeps trying to get physically close to her, even grabs her hand and refuses to let go. Then he starts dragging her inside under the excuse of discussing work privately. Thankfully, another man suddenly arrives there and saves Song-yoon from the situation. Later, we see Song-yoon sitting and talking with him while opening up about her past. She explains that her biggest dream used to be becoming an idol herself. Then she says something emotional. When new doors open in life, old doors automatically close behind you. After this, that same rude man starts discussing a show proposal with the Seoul members, but Song-yoon immediately says that this kind of show would not suit the group properly. Hearing that, the man becomes furious and starts insulting everyone badly. Later that night, Song-yoon is eating dinner alone when Hyun-soo suddenly joins her. He starts scolding her for eating unhealthy fast food late at night, but in the middle of their conversation, Song-yoon receives a call and prepares to leave immediately. Hyun-soo becomes worried and tells her that she shouldn't go out alone this late at night. However, Song-yoon reminds him that she is his manager, not the other way around. But Hyun-soo still keeps worrying about her. Then Song-yoon says again, "I'm your manager, so stop worrying about me, okay?" And Hyun-soo replies, "No, I don't understand that." After this, Song-yoon arrives at a karaoke place where that same rude man is present. Once again, he behaves horribly with her. He even pushes her so hard that she falls down. At that moment, Song-yoon suddenly sees a vision of the future, where this man gets arrested in a sexual harassment case. Then she notices a mark on his neck, and instantly realizes that he is the exact same man she saw in her future vision. Without wasting time, she forcefully removes his hand from another girl he was harassing nearby and openly confronts him in front of everyone. The next day, that same girl thanks Song-yoon for helping her the previous night. But then, Song-yoon suddenly receives a shocking call informing her that the rude man is planning to blacklist every Starlight group because of last night's incident. Hearing this makes Song-yoon panic slightly. Then, when she arrives at the company, she gets called into a meeting room. Inside, they show her the latest news reports. And surprisingly, everyone praises Song-yoon's actions because the incident ended up exposing that disgusting man publicly in front of the entire world. The moment she hears this, all the stress on her shoulders finally disappears. Afterward, we see Song-yoon talking with Hyun-soo again. He tells her that he saw what that man tried to do to her and reminds her that he had already offered to go with her earlier. But Song-yoon insists that she's completely fine. Then she suddenly asks him if he was secretly following her. Hyun-soo awkwardly replies that he only followed her to 6 out of 9 places because he was worried about her. Once again, Song-yoon reminds him that she's his manager, not someone who needs protection from him. But Hyun-soo says that he's going to speak with Mrs. Kang and ask her to reduce Song-yoon's work hours because she works too hard. Then Song-yoon teasingly asks him, "What are you, my boyfriend or something? Why are you this worried about me?" And Hyun-soo immediately responds, "Do you need to be someone's boyfriend just to care about them?" After this, we later see Song-yoon trying to convince Hyun-soo to appear on a show. At first he refuses, but after a lot of persuasion, he finally agrees. Then later on, we see Hyun-soo standing with flowers in his hands, and the moment Song-yoon approaches him, he shyly tries to give them to her. But Song-yoon immediately starts explaining that she's only kind to him because she's his manager, and being supportive is literally part of her job. However, before the situation can get even more awkward, the other members suddenly arrive there. And even though she keeps acting strict, Song-yoon still quietly accepts the flowers from him anyway. After accepting the flowers from Hyun-soo, Song-yoon immediately pretends as if nothing happened at all. Just then, the dance instructor arrives, and everyone starts congratulating her warmly. It turns out the teacher is pregnant, which is why everybody is so happy for her. Later, we see Song-yoon explaining something important to Hyun-soo. She tells him that the director thinks his chemistry with Han is not looking natural enough on camera. But Hyun-soo bluntly replies, "If there's no chemistry in the first place, then what exactly am I supposed to show?" Then Song-yoon patiently explains that good chemistry is extremely important because only then will the song and the performance feel believable to the audience. The next day before filming starts, Song-yoon reminds Hyun-soo once again to remember everything she taught him. But during the shoot, he keeps making mistake after mistake. At one point, there's even a scene where he's supposed to feed Han food romantically, but instead of feeding her properly, he almost eats everything himself. And when it's finally time to give her the last bite, he stuffs such a huge piece into her mouth that it literally gets stuck in her throat. Because of that, the entire shoot suddenly gets stopped. Naturally, Song-yoon has to apologize repeatedly to the director. And even the director jokingly says that today they almost killed the actress during filming. Later, while Hyun-soo is standing outside under the hot sunlight, Song-yoon quietly comes over holding an umbrella for him. Feeling guilty, Hyun-soo apologizes to her for causing so much trouble during the shoot. But Song-yoon comforts him by saying that liking someone is never easy. If you genuinely care about someone, you automatically start worrying about them without even realizing it. Then Hyun-soo asks her softly, "Like how you care about me?" But Song-yoon immediately replies that it's simply part of her job as his manager. Then Hyun-soo looks at her and asks, "Only a job?" After hearing that, Song-yoon quietly walks away without answering properly. Later, we see Hyun-soo approaching Han to apologize sincerely for earlier. And when Han starts leaving afterward, Hyun-soo naturally follows her while continuing their conversation. Coincidentally, the director notices this entire interaction from afar, and instead of stopping them, he absolutely loves how natural and real they look together. So the staff secretly starts recording them. The two of them are laughing comfortably, talking naturally, and even sharing headphones together while listening to music. Their chemistry suddenly starts feeling very genuine. However, Song-yoon watches all of this from a distance, and at that moment, she suddenly begins seeing future visions again. In her vision, Hyun-soo and Han are inside a car, kissing each other. And on top of that, paparazzi suddenly appear and start taking pictures of them. Afterward, everyone gathers together to watch the recorded footage of Hyun-soo and Han. And honestly, their scenes turned out incredibly good. Their interactions look less like acting and more like a real love story. Then when they check the trending searches online, they discover something shocking. The #1 trending person isn't Hyun-soo or Han, it's Song-yoon herself. People had found her old trainee videos online, and suddenly everyone became curious about her. Seeing this completely shocks Song-yoon. Then later, some fans approach Song-yoon and ask if she can take pictures of them together with Hyun-soo and Han. So Song-yoon ends up acting like their photographer and starts taking photos for the fans. After that, the director tells Song-yoon that Hyun-soo and Han should also spend time together privately because it would improve their chemistry even more naturally. Song-yoon immediately reacts awkwardly and says, "This isn't Hollywood, we're in Korea." But the director insists that they should still do it anyway. The next day, during Hyun-soo and Han's interview, Hyun-soo suddenly calls Song-yoon over and literally makes her sit between him and Han during the questioning session. And when Han gets asked what makes Hyun-soo charming, she starts praising praising him sincerely. Meanwhile, Hyun-soo barely even looks at Han because he's too busy staring at Song-yoon instead. Even during dance practice, he keeps calling Song-yoon over to stand beside him. And eventually, she ends up doing a hilariously awkward dance herself, making everyone laugh. Later, while Song-yoon is sitting alone, people around her keep praising her funny dancing from earlier. Then one night, while Song-yoon is inside the car organizing Seoul's schedules, she accidentally falls asleep from exhaustion. At that moment, Hyun-soo arrives looking for her, and when Song-yoon almost falls over in her sleep, Hyun-soo quickly catches her head gently before she can get hurt. But while doing this, Yen-woo secretly sees the entire moment. Then we suddenly get a flashback from the past. Back when Song-yoon was still in high school, she once fell asleep on a bus while carrying her diary with her. And sitting behind her at that time was Yen-woo. He quietly watched her sleeping the entire ride, and when her head was about to hit the bus window, he carefully placed his own hand there to protect her. In fact, he kept his hand under her head the whole time just so she could sleep comfortably. Then when Song-yoon got off the bus, Yen-woo secretly placed her diary back into her bag and watched her leave with a soft smile on his face. Back in the present, Song-yoon brings Yen-woo to audition for a movie role because she has already seen in the future that this opportunity could completely change his life. Because Song-yoon had already seen the future where this movie becomes a huge success for Yen-woo, she practically forced him to come for the audition. But Yen-woo feels a little confused and asks her, "Aren't you supposed to be at Hyun-soo's shoot right now?" However, Song-yoon tells him that for now, they should focus completely on this audition instead. Then during the audition, the judges ask Yen-woo one final question about his hobby, and he honestly answers that he loves playing the piano. After saying that, he even plays the piano for them himself, instantly impressing everyone in the room. At the same time, we see Song-yoon receiving a call from Hyun-soo. He asks her what she's doing right now, and Song-yoon casually replies that she was just looking at pictures of him and Han together. Meanwhile, Han walks over to Hyun-soo and asks him if he dislikes spending time with her because he's constantly busy on his phone instead of paying attention to her. Then she emotionally tells him that she wants their song to become the best performance possible. As she starts walking away, Hyun-soo quietly replies that he wants the same thing too. Then Han asks him if they can meet after the shoot, and he agrees. Back on the other side, Yen-woo excitedly tells Song-yoon that his audition went extremely well and that he feels like he's already been selected. He even sincerely thanks Song-yoon for bringing him there. But suddenly, while looking at a picture of Hyun-soo and Han together, Song-yoon notices Han's outfit and immediately remembers that in her future vision, this was the exact same outfit Han was wearing before kissing Hyun-soo. The moment she realizes this, Song-yoon panics and quickly rushes Yen-woo into the car. Then we see Hyun-soo and Han practicing their song together, and when Hyun-soo starts leaving afterward, Han suddenly stops him. She slowly leans closer, almost about to kiss him, but right at that exact moment, Song-yoon suddenly arrives there and interrupts everything. Completely shocked, she immediately stops them. However, a second later, we discover that the whole thing was actually part of the shoot they were filming. Realizing she misunderstood the situation completely, Song-yoon becomes incredibly embarrassed and starts apologizing to everyone. Later on, Yen-woo asks Song-yoon if she would like to go to dinner with him. And during their conversation, he suddenly asks her something unexpected. "Can you actually see the future?" Then we see both of them sitting together inside a car while Yen-woo keeps asking her all kinds of questions. He asks if she's secretly some kind of superhero and whether she can even stop major disasters from happening. This time, Song-yoon finally admits the truth. She says yes, she really can see the future. Then we get a flashback scene showing that even Song-yoon's grandmother already knew about her strange ability. After this, we see Mrs. Kang talking seriously with Song-yoon. She tells her that after watching the footage from the other night, it looked less like Song-yoon was stopping Hyun-soo and Han for professional reasons, and more like she was expressing her own emotions. But Song-yoon immediately denies it and strongly insists that there's nothing personal involved at all. Eventually, Mrs. Kang decides to believe her. Then later, Yen-woo gives Hyun-soo some advice. He tells him that a person needs to know where to draw lines in life, whether it's in dancing or in relationships. Afterward, Hyun-soo talks directly with Song-yoon and explains that he and Han were not actually kissing the previous night. They were only standing close because of the shoot, but Song-yoon coldly replies that she doesn't care either way. Then she suddenly asks him directly whether he likes Han or not. Hyun-soo teasingly answers that he won't tell her because if he does, she'll probably stop him from doing that too. Then he simply walks away, leaving her speechless. Later, we see Song Yoon and Yen Woo spending time together while playing the piano. The two of them seem genuinely happy and comfortable together. Then, afterward, Yen Woo watches the piano video they recorded together at home. But while he's watching it, Hyun-soo also notices the video. Curious, Hyun-soo asks him about the song because he's never heard it before. And Yen Woo casually explains that he and Song Yoon created this new song together earlier that day. Hearing this instantly makes Hyun-soo jealous. So while listening to the song, he immediately starts criticizing it and finding random flaws in it. The next day, Song Yoon worries about how Yen Woo is going to spend his free day since he has no schedules. So Yen Woo invites her to go with him to a music show. But at that exact moment, Hyun-soo also arrives there and asks if he can come along too. However, Yen Woo quickly makes up an excuse about work, indirectly preventing Hyun-soo from joining them. And because of that, Hyun-soo decides not to go. Then the next day, Tae-oh notices Yen Woo getting fully dressed up in stylish clothes and asks him suspiciously, "Wait, isn't that your favorite jacket? Are you going on a date or something?" Then Tae-oh secretly calls Song Yoon, and while talking, Hyun-soo overhears their conversation. Naturally, the others immediately start teasing Yen Woo and ask if the girl he's meeting is actually Song Yoon. And when Yen Woo calmly admits that yes, it is her, Hyun-soo's entire expression instantly changes. His face completely drops after hearing that. Later, when Yen Woo meets Song Yoon, he gives her a small gift and awkwardly explains that there was a buy one, get one free offer. So he just brought the extra one for her too. But while the two of them are spending time together, Hyun-soo keeps calling Song Yoon again and again non-stop. Every time she picks up, he asks random, unnecessary questions. And honestly, the real reason behind all this was obvious. Hyun-soo was extremely jealous after seeing Yen Woo and Song Yoon together, so he kept disturbing them with constant phone calls. At the same time, we get a scene with Irib, who is hanging out at a bathhouse. He calls Song Yoon too, but she tells him that it will take at least 2 hours for her to get there. Then suddenly, one of Irib's school friends arrives there, and the two of them start having fun together. Unfortunately, someone secretly records them during this. Meanwhile, while Song Yoon is in the restroom somewhere else, she accidentally overhears some people gossiping nearby. After hearing their conversation, she quickly comes outside and uses Yen Woo's work as an excuse to leave the place early. On the other hand, Hyun-soo keeps worrying about what Song Yoon might be doing. Then suddenly, Yen Woo arrives there too. Hyun-soo immediately asks him why he came back so early when it's not even 10 p.m. yet. And Yen Woo honestly tells him that Song Yoon suddenly got work-related calls and had to leave. The moment Hyun-soo hears that, he secretly becomes extremely happy inside. The next day, it's officially announced that Hyun-soo's music has been selected as Seoul's title track. Then, while Hyun-soo and Han are recording the song together, Song Yoon walks into the studio. And the moment he sees her, Hyun-soo starts remembering every little moment he has shared with Song Yoon from the very beginning until now. After that, we see Yen Woo together with his co-actress. She asks him whether he has ever dated anyone before. Hearing that question, Yen Woo remembers the moment when he accidentally saw the guitar audio file Hyun-soo had sent to Song Yoon on her phone. Then another memory flashes through his mind where Song Yoon had approached him, and he quietly handed her his album before silently leaving. Back in the present, Yen Woo sadly tells his co-actress that his chance ended before he even properly got to confess his feelings. His co-actress encourages him and says he shouldn't give up so easily. But Yen Woo just smiles bitterly and says that maybe this was simply his fate. After some time, we see interviews happening for all the Starlight staff members and artists. Once Song Yoon finishes her interview, Hyun-soo suddenly walks up to her and starts asking when idols are officially considered debuted in the company. Song Yoon explains that everything depends on Mrs. Kang and when she officially approves it. And interestingly, Seoul's new album was also about to release that very same day. Then Hyun-soo shows Song Yoon the time and says it's currently 11:51 p.m. He tells her that the moment it becomes midnight, his real career will officially begin. Then suddenly, he says something completely unexpected. He tells Song Yoon, "If I ever start liking someone, should I tell them?" Song Yoon immediately becomes suspicious and jokingly asks if this is some kind of prank or hidden camera setup. But instead of answering, Hyun-soo suddenly kisses her. Then he softly tells her that if he didn't confess his feelings now, he would regret it for the rest of his life. And after saying that, he quietly walks away. Right after midnight hits, everyone starts listening to Seoul's newly released song together, and all of them become incredibly happy and emotional. Then we move 2 weeks forward. Seoul's song has already reached number 51 on Billboard, while all the members are now getting busy with various shows, advertisements, and promotions. Yen Woo is also busy filming his movie. Later, Song-yoon arrives on set to pick up Hyun-soo, Tae-oh, and Irib, and when she sees them working so hard non-stop, she decides to cheer them up a little. So, after getting permission from the director, she secretly plays their own song on the set speakers. The moment the members hear their own music playing, their mood instantly improves, and they enthusiastically continue their photo shoot with much more energy. Later, while Song-yoon is at the hospital, she watches a TV program discussing future visions and changing destiny. And from that show, she realizes something terrifying. Whenever someone changes the future, they must lose something extremely precious in return. Hearing this makes her deeply worried. But despite that fear, she still decides that no matter what happens, she will definitely change Seoul's future and make them successful. Then we move another 2 weeks forward, where Seoul's song, I Like Your Dream, has now climbed all the way to 4th place on the charts. Seeing this makes Song-yoon incredibly happy, but at the same time, she also becomes scared because if everything is going this perfectly, then according to the rule of changing fate, something valuable must eventually be taken away from her. The problem is, she still doesn't know what that precious thing is going to be. And while thinking about this, the very first person who comes to her mind is Hyun-soo. At that moment, Irib also arrives there and starts showing Song-yoon the video that was secretly recorded with his school friend. But despite that small issue, everything else in Seoul's life is going perfectly. Because their song is climbing higher and higher on the charts, the group starts receiving countless performance offers. Their chicken commercial is becoming hugely popular. Yenwoo's movie scenes are getting amazing reactions, and slowly every single member of Seoul is becoming famous individually as well. On top of that, the group even receives their very first animation project offer from China. Basically, everything is finally going exactly the way Song-yoon wanted. Then we see Song-yoon visiting that same TV expert again, the man who talked about future visions and destiny. This time, she directly asks him what important things she is going to lose after changing the future. She explains her entire situation and desperately asks if there's any way she can stop seeing the future altogether. But instead of answering properly, the man asks her something unexpected. Do you hate your powers that much? Song-yoon quietly denies it and leaves from there. But while walking away, she keeps thinking about his words, that because of obsessing over the future, she has slowly started losing her present. Later, Song-yoon shows Mrs. Kang the video involving Irib and his friend. Feeling guilty, she says that everything happened because of her mistake. She believes that if she had answered his call earlier, none of this would have happened. However, Mrs. Kang calmly tells her that whatever was meant to happen has already happened. Then she asks whether the video has been uploaded online yet. Thankfully, Song-yoon says that it hasn't spread publicly yet, and that only a few students currently have the footage. After that, Mrs. Kang personally visits the school herself. She gives all the students a long lecture and properly explains to them why spreading harmful content online can seriously hurt people. Then she brings Irib outside with her. At the same time, Seulgi also arrives there and nervously asks if Mrs. Kang plans to complain to the principal. But Mrs. Kang replies that the final decision should be made by Seulgi and Irib themselves. Then Seulgi sincerely explains that the students who uploaded the pictures already feel very sorry, and they are planning to delete all the photos as well. Afterwards, Seulgi shyly asks Mrs. Kang if she can remember her name in the future. Curious, Mrs. Kang asks why, and Seulgi excitedly says that she wants to become a manager at Starlight one day. She explains that she heard from Irib how amazing their manager Song-yoon is. Hearing this, Mrs. Kang jokingly says, "You only praised Song-yoon even though I'm the one who came here with you." Then Irib quickly adds that Mrs. Kang is the best too. After that, Mrs. Kang gives them her card and leaves. And soon afterward, Song-yoon also learns that the entire issue at the school has finally been resolved peacefully. At the same time, she watches Hyun-soo's interview on TV and quietly smiles while seeing how confidently and naturally he handles everything now. Then we move to Starlight's 10th anniversary event, where everyone is busy preparing for the celebration. During the event, Hyun-soo approaches Song-yoon, but instead of talking in front of everyone, Song-yoon quietly takes him aside near the lakeside and asks him if it's true that he's planning to leave everything behind and return to Mongolia. She emotionally tells him not to go. Then Hyun-soo takes her into a private room and asks her if she genuinely believed he was leaving forever. Confused, Song-yoon asks if that rumor wasn't true. That's when Hyun-soo reveals that It's Hard to Settle In is actually the name of their new show. Then he smiles and tells her that it's only for 6 days, and after that, she should come with him. But Song-yoon asks him how she could possibly leave everything and go with him like that. Soon after, the anniversary ceremony officially begins. Mrs. Kang gives an emotional speech while every Starlight artist stands there together, except Yenwoo, who couldn't attend because of his packed filming schedule. Then everyone takes a huge group photo together. But right after that, Mrs. Kang suddenly makes a shocking announcement. She is stepping down from her position as Starlight's CEO. And at that exact moment, Song-yoon suddenly sees another future vision where she herself becomes the new CEO, while Seoul completely disappears and falls apart. As Mrs. Kang starts leaving, Song-yoon quickly stops her and says that she wants to go with her too. Then both of them begin walking away together. But before Song-yoon can leave completely, Hyun-soo stops her and asks, "So, you're not our manager anymore?" And Song-yoon quietly replies, "No." Then even Mrs. Kang asks her if she's sure she won't regret this decision later. At that moment, Song-yoon sees yet another terrifying future vision, one where she no longer remembers anything about Seoul at all. Then we suddenly jump to the next day, where all the members of Seoul are standing backstage together. And finally, we are taken all the way back to the year 2007. There, we see a younger Song-yoon teaching a boy how to dance. Then her grandmother walks in and asks her who that boy is, and Song-yoon softly replies that he's someone she knows. And that boy turns out to be none other than Hyun-soo himself. And with that emotional reveal, the drama comes to an end.